Welcome to the lab on installing and configuring WDS Windows Deployment Services. We're going to start our first exercise, which is to configure Windows Deployment Services. Task 1, we're going to create a repository folder for system image. Let's open up HyperV. Let's right-click Plaid DC. Select Connect. Let's click Start. Let's go ahead and log in. Let's click on View and go into full screen mode of the virtual machine. Let's minimize Server Manager and open Windows Explorer. Let's select Drive C, right mouse click, New, Folder, and we'll call this folder Images. Let's right-click Images, select Properties, Sharing, Advanced Share. Click on Share this folder. Let's click on Permissions, and we're going to allow full control. So our Images folder is set up. Our next task is we're going to disable the screen lock feature of Plaid DC. Right mouse click on the desktop, screen resolution, click back, control panel, let's go to view, small icons, power options, change plan settings, turn off display. Let's put this on never, and we'll save these changes. Our third task, we're going to switch on and configure the domain member server. We're going to go ahead and minimize Plaid DC. Now we have the HyperV manager. Let's right mouse click Plaid DM and connect and start. Let's go full screen on this one. And we're going to disable the screen lock on this as well. All set. On to task 4, configure Windows Deployment Services. We're going to configure WDS on our Plaid DM box. So I have Plaid DC running and Plaid DM. Let's go ahead and open Plaid DM. We're now back on Plaid DM. On the menu bar, let's go to File and Settings. We're going to work inside of the hardware pan. going to click on DVD drive. And on the detail pan, we're going to emulate a physical drive. We're going to use the drive letter of F. Go ahead and click OK. Let's go full screen. On Server Manager, let's go Tools, Windows Deployment Services. Let's expand the servers tree, and right here we have our server Plaid DM. Expand that. Let's right click on Install Images and select Add Image. We're going to call our image Win81-DVD image. Next. Click on Browse. Select drive D, sources, and install.wim. Let's click next. This is our image. Let's click next. This is a summary of our image. Let's click next. So our image is being added right now. Let's go ahead and click Finish, and notice that the Win81 DVD image is there. Next, let's set up the Pixie response. Select Plaid DM, right mouse click, go to Properties, select the Pixie response tab, select Respond to all computers known and unknown. Let's go to the ADDS tab. So % username tells WDS to use the person's username. For example, if it's an administrator who logs into WDS, the actual word username would be replaced by administrator. The 61 tells WDS to use the first 61 characters of the username. The % is just a placeholder. And then the hash sign is a variable used for a number. Let's click OK. We've completed this exercise. We'll go ahead and minimize Plaid DM. We're back. Task 5, enable DHCP server settings for WDS client. So we're going to go into Plaid DC. Let's go to Tools, DHCP. Let's expand this so we could see it a little better. Let's expand Plaid DC. Expand IPv4 and expand the scope. Let's right click on the scope and select Properties. Select Advanced. On the radio button, we're going to select both. And what this means is that DHCP will assign addresses to both disk and diskless clients. We'll go ahead and click OK. Let's exit out of DHCP. We're now back on Plaid DC. We're going to minimize this and go back to our HyperV manager. Right now we're going to add a boot image. We're going to go into our Plaid DM box. We're back in WDS server. So boot images, let's right mouse click, select add boot image. The location of our boot image is D sources boot WIM. Enter. This is the image metadata. We'll go ahead and click next. Summary page next. And our boot image is being built. Let's click finish. And there you have it, our boot. Let's go ahead and minimize Plaid DM. We're done with that task. Task number 7, configure Plaid Win 803 for a legacy network adapter. Let's select that box, Win 803, right mouse click, go to settings. Add hardware is selected by default. We're going to select legacy network adapter. Add. Our virtual switch is going to be operated on Plaid private. We'll go ahead and click OK. Task 8, remotely install Windows 8.1. Let's go ahead and connect Plaid Win 803. Start. So what I did was pressed F12 and we are now booting from the net. If you take a look towards the bottom, you see boot x64 images boot.wim. We'll go ahead and next through this default here. And the logon name is going to be Practice Labs Administrator. Next. And next. Let's go ahead and next through these screens. Accept the terms. Use express settings. We'll go ahead and create a local account. The name will be student 3. Finish. Let's log in locally. So we're all set. We created our Windows 8 virtual machine on Plaid Win 803. So now Windows is operational on our bare metal machine. Task 9, revert a Windows 8.1 installation. So we're going to do this remotely, the same way that we did the install. Let's select the menu. Let's click Action. Select Revert. Are you sure you want to revert this virtual machine? We'll select Revert. And the machine is getting rolled back. Notice on the prompt, the status of the virtual machine is off. We'll go ahead and exit the window by clicking the X. Let's go ahead and revert the other machines. So let's select Plaid DC01. Select Revert and revert again. Select Plaid DM01. Revert and revert again. Exercise 2, we're going to update images with patches and drivers. Our first task is to create repository folders for customized images. So right now we're working on Plaid HyperV. So let's click on File Explorer and select New Volume D. We're going to create a couple folders. Okay, let's expand drive F and expand the sources folder. We're going to right click install.wim and select copy. Let's navigate back to D. Images, right mouse click, paste. Task 2, download Windows standalone updates. Let's go to Internet Explorer. Let's click on Tools. Scroll down to Windows 8.1. We're going to download Windows 8.1 Update 200, 4029, 41179. We're going to select Save As so that we could save it to our updates location. Save As. We're saving it to New Volume Updates. Okay. Let's minimize Internet Explorer and verify that our updates are saved. And there you have it, the 3 updates. Task 3, use DISM to customize images. So we're going to go into PowerShell. So our command is dism /mount_wim /wim file ;d ;images /install.wim /index1 index1 means that first image /mount dir ;d \mount. The operation is successful. Now we're going to go back down to our File Explorer, click on D, and let's take a look at the mount folder, which now has all the files needed for the mount. Let's go back to PowerShell. We're going to put a command in for the update. So this command is dism /image d \mount /add package path d \updates. So it's adding the first of the 3 updates. There you have it. All 3 of our updates have completed successfully. Task 4, we're going to do a driver update. So let's go back to our tools on Internet Explorer here. Let's click Tools. Scroll down to Miscellaneous. We're going to download file 332. And we're going to save it as inside of our drivers folder. Now since it's complete, we're going to go to the drivers folder. We're going to right click on the file, select Run as Administrator, change the extraction path to our drivers folder. Okay, for our demo purposes, this driver was not compatible, so we'll go ahead and click close. The lab is going in. Our next task is to add a device driver to an offline image. Alright, so the syntax is DISM image D mount add driver, driver D drivers display.driver nv underscore display.inf. Let's go ahead and run it. Alright, so it's telling you it found one driver to install. It installed that one driver. The operation was successful. Task 6, we're going to commit changes and unmount to the Windows image file. So the syntax is DISM commit wim mount dir d mount. Let's go ahead and run it. Okay. It's committing the changes. Successful. We're going to go ahead and unmount our image now, which the command is DISM /unmount wim /commit /mount directory D /mount. And that was successful. The operation was successful. Now, if we go back into our mounts folder, you'll notice that it's empty. This is because DISM removed install.wim. So that was our lab on install and configure Windows Deployment Services, WDS. In this lab, we configured Windows Deployment Services. We updated images with patches and drivers. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video.